Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of my wonderful and juicy and delicious little subscribers out there. And how I love you all so, and I hope that you're all super duper well, super duper wonderful and super duper delicious, and that life is treating you oh so deliciously wherever you are, my delicious little beautiful babies that you are. Okay, and thank you for following me on my journey. Okay, can have many ups and downs and twists and turns, but usually I never do nothing for no reason. Okay, and good morning, good afternoon, good evening to any passers-by. And so much love to you all as well, my delicious little babies, okay? And I hope that you're having a super duper and delicious time wherever you are in the world, okay? So our weather in our old neck of the woods in the old UK, no sunshine. There was earlier, but no sunshine. It is a bit windy today, but it is dry, okay? But it may differ in other parts of the old UK, okay, my delicious little babies, yes? Now then, if you do happen to enjoy the video today, if you could please click on the like. For others of you, please feel free to subscribe, and if you'd like to leave a comment, it's always welcomed as well. Okay, my delicious little babies. Now then, and please and thank you, okay? Now then, I want to say something now. Well, surprise, surprise, I've always got something to flipping say, haven't I, okay? Oh, yes, I could flipping go on for flipping hours and hours and hours. Anyone who flipping knows me, actually, I've got flipping itchy back. Right, anyone who knows me knows I can go on. Do you see what I'm saying? Yes, I mean, sometimes another flipping shut up. Anyway, not to worry, my delicious little babies, okay? Now then, so the first thing I want to mention, oh, sorry, 3, 2, 1, beam me up. Oh, there we go. It's sun shining, okay, so the sun has got his hat on. Hip, 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 hooray, okay, sun's back out, okay, my delicious little babies. Now then, sorry, my delicious little babies, just going to put you on pause, open my window. Just a moment, please, and thank you. Sorry about this. Okay, my delicious little babies, I'm back, okay? Yes, I've just had to go and open my window, okay? Because it gets a little bit hot sometimes, you know what I mean? But there we are, not to worry, okay? Now then, the first thing I want to say, and in fact I'm going to write this down, okay? The first thing that I want to say is, this is a question now, why do we have to have a day for everything, like, you know, that's it. Sorry, my delicious little babies. That's it. I'm going to tick this one off. Sorry, my delicious little babies. It's just, you see, it came into me old noddle, so, and I just thought I want to just say something about this. So yes, sorry about that, my delicious little baby. So why do we have to have a day for everything? You know, like, say you've got, you know, I don't know, let's use an example, Mother's Day, Father's Day, let's use some examples, you know. What else do you have? What's it called? What was it called now? What was that other one called? National Smirking Day. And then you've got all these different days, okay? Of course, you know, you've got Valentine's Day, sorry, yes, okay? So, you know, it's just like giving some examples. Do you see what I mean? Why do we have to have a day for things, my delicious little babies? Do you know what I mean? It's like, okay, let me give an example. You know, for dear Mother's Day, yes? I mean, God bless, I love my beautiful, delicious, dear little mum, I do. But, you know, she's been passed away now for 22 years, okay? Which is why I do not like to hear of others who shout at their mothers and things like that. Do you know what I mean? I never envy anybody, my delicious little babies. It's a blessing that others have their mothers, but to me, no. You know, you do not shout at your mother. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes? And really, neither should you shout at your father either. Do you know what I mean? For those who have the mothers and fathers, okay? But if you look at it, a mother, well, she's a mother every day, isn't she? Not just on one day of the year. Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies? So I just feel that we've got too many days, you know, like flipping National Day for this, National Day for that, and all these different things. I mean, personally speaking, I think we should just scrap the lot. There we are. Just scrap the lot. Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies that you are? Now then, changing the subject. So, you know that flipping poxy, what's his name, flipping Keir Starmer, was saying, sorry, was it a couple of days ago now, please excuse me, that, you know, if they were to get in, putrid, right? If they were to get in, you know, the old flipping Labour and everything, okay? Well, that he would have another Brexit referendum. Well, correct me if I'm wrong, my delicious little babies, but it seems very much to me that they never flipping sorted the first flipping Brexit out, did they? So, of course, they're pulling the wool over everybody's eyes. There we are. Do you see what I'm saying to my delicious little babies, yes? And, of course, you know, I should imagine that he's only saying that, you know, because, you know, I should imagine just to get more flipping votes. Do you see what I'm saying to my delicious little babies, right? Well, anybody, and I say this, and I'm going to keep saying it, anybody who votes for any of these flipping plebs, right? Well, I'm not being nasty with what I say, but I'm a woman with a view, and I'll have my flipping view. And as far as I'm concerned, they need the flipping noddles flipping looking at. Do you see what I'm saying with what they're flipping done? Because you see, these putrid governments, like I said before, and I'm saying again, are run by somebody else. Do you see what I'm saying to my delicious little babies? Yes? Now, they could have said, no, we're not going to do this to our countries. Do you know what I mean? All these different countries. We're not going to do this, and we're not going to do this to our man and woman out there. That's what they could have said. Do you see? But they chose not to, because it's like I said before, and I'm going to say it again, they get into such a position where they're so flipping greedy, they're greedy little flipping hogs. Do you see what I'm saying to my delicious little babies? But what we have, and this is the point that I was talking about, I was rather surprised actually, because my nighttime video that I did, yes, I had 21 views or 22 views anyway, for some. They would have got some information out of that, you know, because at the end of the day, it's all about the power of the of the mind. Do you see what I'm saying to my delicious little babies? And of course, you know, over these decades, you see what it is, they've dumbed everyone down, well, as many as what they could. There we are. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes, so that others will not use their mind. But he's very powerful. I mean, if you take a look at, okay, I mean, I know I've just gone from one thing to another, but I know what I'm talking about and I know what I'm doing, my delicious little babies. I can only hope that you're following me, please, and thank you, okay? But if you look at it for decades, what have they been trying to do? To read, there we go, somebody else's mind. But nobody knows really all of the time what somebody else is thinking, do they? Sometimes they can, you know, say, oh, they may be thinking that. Do you see what I'm saying to you? But nobody really knows what anybody thinks about anything, do they? Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies? Yes? So this is why, over the decades, I know what I'm talking about, I know where I'm going with this, okay? That, you see, if others have too many distractions, then it means that they do not have to think at all. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes, and this is what has happened. Do you see? So, but what I was talking about, and in my video, and I'm not going to feel bad about it, because, and I am going to say something here, because any single man or woman, whoever it is, and they turn around and say, okay, that they've never had crossed words with somebody, okay, in their lifetime, right? Well, I would say that they're telling little porcupines, aren't they? There we go. Because everybody has. at some point. Do you know what I mean? It's like you've got a good side and then you've got a not so good side. Do you see what I'm saying? But if somebody upsets you or somebody, say, deliberately shouts at you, there we are, and they think they can just, you know, do whatever they like, well, that is not acceptable. And that is when somebody would then, there we go, need to step into their power and not put up with that shite. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes? But how I do things is a completely different way, because I use the power of my mind, okay? And you can just do that and then you just eliminate the problem. There we go. Simple as, really. Do you know what I mean? Doesn't take me to do any particular skills or use candles, you know, which of course, you know, some who practice things, yes, they may use candles or they may use another thing. And I mean, of course, you know, you'd be very surprised as well, my delicious little babies, how much it's called voodoo, and how much voodoo goes on, do you see to me, where they do different things, shall we say. Now, myself personally, stay away from anything like that. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Because that can be flipping super duper flipping dangerous. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes. And in my decades, I've actually seen where some have had, let's just say they've had something, there we go, put on them. And it's not very flipping nice. No, it is not. Do you know what I mean? I've had, in my decade, you know, there we go, I can talk about one woman who came to me, and she was actually being pulled out of her bed. Yeah? Do you see what I mean? And she was desperate. There we go, she was desperate for the help. Do you see what I'm saying to you? What somebody, there we go, put on her? Do you see? So this is very flipping serious indeed. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes. So, well, anyway, I managed to, God bless, I did manage to sort the problem out, because you can. Do you see what I mean? If you have a certain level of something, shall we say. Do you know what I mean? But my normal personality, my delicious little babies, right? So I'm not sitting here saying, oh, you know, I apologise for my video. No, I flipping do not apologise for it. No, I do not. Because at the end of the day, you know, you got somebody who shouts at a mother, right, for all and sundry to flipping hear, dumps things on others' gardens, does all of these things, yes, and then tries to tell me, do you see what I'm saying to you, yes? Well, we're not aliking, we do not want things like this on our roads or where we live. There we are, we do not. Do you see? But of course, you know, I would just, you know, have a thought. And then, of course, you know, in the nicest possible way, eradicate the problem. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes? And if more out there did the same thing, it's all about stepping into your power, trusting, you know, what goes on up here with your noddle. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes? That's why I always say, you know, you see, it's like, let's just say, if somebody spends their whole life being nasty, right? Well, there's an old-fashioned saying, yes, it's only a figure of speech, my delicious little babies, right? But you live by it and you're going to pass by it. There we go. Do you see what I'm saying? Yes, because it will catch up. But if, say, you know, you do, say, you know, you have an exchange, there we go, of words with somebody, yes? And, you know, you're not in a habit of doing that all of the time. Do you see what I mean? Or very rarely, okay? Because for most who know me on the road, they know that I'm simply, you know, I just like to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Do you know what I mean? Just be pleasant to others. So for me to be like that is, it does not happen very often. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes? But one thing I cannot stand, and anyway I've furthermore heard, my delicious little babies, because I always end up hearing about something, that she actually goes on to this social media, there is one particular one, and she goes on there, and she's very negative on there as well. So really, your woman there, you know, and the one who was raising a voice at me, needs to really go and check herself. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes, and she needs to understand that she cannot just go, doing things like just dumping things and doing all these things and then thinking that that's all right. But it's not only me who had words. Do you see what I'm saying? There's others all over the UK, in fact, in other countries, you know, there's always going to be somebody who comes across somebody like her. There we are. Do you see what I'm saying? Yes? So that's what I've got to say. But if others just use their mans, do you see what I mean? It's the power of the man. And then you step into your power, right? And you'll be just so amazed at what you can accomplish. Do you see? But I certainly believe that with certain in the world, that they do get their comeuppance. Do you know what I mean? They get their comeuppance and karma, you know, and this is not swearing, karma's a bitch. Do you know what I mean? So if you're constantly not very nice, like, one more thing I want to say, like, you know, her mum, right, well, you know, God bless. I mean, I did not know her mum, I do not know her mum, right? Anyway, they moved out now. Good riddance to bad shite, but my point is that one day her mum will not be there, will she? Do you see what I'm saying? So what's your woman there going to do then? She's going to sit there flipping blarting like a flipping titty lala. Oh, I wish I hadn't treated my mother like that. I wish, there we are, I wish I had been nicer. Well, it's too late to say that, isn't it? And especially as my dear mum, God rest your beautiful dear soul, my beautiful dear Mama Bear, you know, she was taken really early from me. Do you see what I'm saying to you? So when you hear things like this, I'm not a liking. And I stand by everything that I said. But of course, you know, I did take my video down. There was one comment, but I never looked at it, very sadly. So to whoever it was, I apologise. But I just thought, no, I thought I've done a good enough job there. Do you understand what I mean? There'll be others who get, there we go, some form of strength. Do you know what I mean? And that they know that, you know, the power. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yeah, so I wasn't instilling into anybody violence or anything like that. No, all it is that others out there, they have to be able to stand up for themselves. But we're in such a situation, which I do believe that we are winning. Yes, we are. But we're in such a situation where you've got so many where they're just not realising their power. This is the whole issue here. You've got others who do recognise their power. Yes, there we are. But you've got others, very sadly, who do not. And it's like, God bless them, but what they do is they just put their head down, say nothing. Well, that certainly does not help any situations. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes? And of course, you know, with putting the heads down and not saying anything, well, it's happened, rewind and start again. It's brought us, very sadly, globally, to this situation. There we go now. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes? Some more just need to stand up, and we stand up for our rights and what we believe in. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes? And we just do not back down. Do you see? It's all about the power of the mind. Do you see what I'm saying? Yes? Do you see? But no, I do not go anywhere near voodoo or anything like that. That's very nasty. And like I said, I've seen cases. That woman was just, there we are, was just one that I've seen. And this does go on. Okay, I'm not going to say where, although I do know, there we are, where. Okay, but yes, this is very much going on, even as we speak. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes. And then, of course, you know, you've got others who do, you know, where they do, you know, they advertise, you know, for wishes to come true and, you know, and things like that. So you've got two sides. But you will find that with man and woman, doesn't matter who we are, that's not being disrespectful. But, you know, not everybody, I can well assure you now, is nice all of the time. They're just not. I've got nothing across my shoulders, so that means no. So just nothing. Yes? Do you see what I mean? There has to come a point where you have to stand up for yourself, don't you? Do you know what I mean? And that's why, like I say, you know, I mean, I love my grass. I really value my grass outside. I really value my grass in my back garden and my front garden. Do you see what I mean? But if somebody was to just come along and just dump things on there, well, I would not be a flipping very happy little bunny, put it that way. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes. But at the same time, the point that I'm getting across, you know, you do not have to use violence. Do you know what I mean? Just do it another way with the power of the mind. That's it. Do you know what I mean? And usually, if it's done correctly, you know, it works every time. There we are. Do you see? So I would not regard myself as being nasty at all. You know, and if I was such a nasty person, which anyway, anyone who knows me knows that I'm not anyway. There we are. They know I'm not. Do you see what I'm saying? Yes, I'll help anybody. I will do anything for anybody. But because over the decades, you know, I'm nearly 50 now, do you know what I mean? You can come across, let's just say, some not so very nice man and woman. Do you know what I mean? So unless you can stand up for yourself and say, well, no, I'm not putting up with that shite. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes. Well, you know, the chances are, you know, you'd either go into major depression or you'd go, do you understand what I mean? Because you're not being able to express yourself. Do you see? So no, I just simply just wouldn't put up with it. But like I say, I do not deal in other things like that. So if anybody thought that of me on my video, well, no, very much mistaken. And not only that, but if I was such a not so nice woman, then why is it so that my beautiful and delicious dear Archangel Michael and my beautiful and delicious dear Archangel Gabriel work with me? Okay, so they use me to help others. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes. With me, I just do not like to see any, you know, nastiness for no reason. Just because somebody else is not happy in their own life. There we go. That's really what this, you know, was about. Do you see what I'm saying? But to go around doing that to others, do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes, you know, wherever she's moved to with her mother, you know, she'll probably upset somebody else and she'll upset, the wrong one. There we are. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes. But for those of us who live on this road, you know, for most, we'll always say, good morning, good afternoon, there we are, good evening. We're all pleasant, and for most, we know each other, apart from the new ones, obviously, who I do not know. Do you see what I'm saying? Because like I said, in 3 years, a lot has changed, you know, and you are seeing a lot of new families coming onto the road, but they're further on up. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes. But I do know, you know, and over the back as well. So do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes, as well as here as well. So yes, so that's that. It's all about everyone stepping into their power. Yeah. Because, and if more and more and more did it at a quicker rate, I mean, it is happening, but if more and more and more did it at a quicker rate, you know, we could put an end to this shat, what's going on, there we go, in the world. Do you see? I mean, our lovely, not in that way, my delicious little babies, but our lovely David Icke, okay? How we love him, okay? We love you, David Icke. Not in that way, not in that way, yes? But he's been done saying different things for years, hasn't he? Do you see? But, you know, and then God bless him, you know, he had rather a lot, you know, where, do you know what I mean? My ears buzzing then when I just said that, yes? You know, where they just, at one time, just never believed him. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes, but of course now what he's been saying for all these decades, well, there we are, it's all coming to pass, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? You're seeing things, yes? Do you know what I'm saying to you? Yes? So anyway, that's that. So let me just go on to something else now then. So there's just a couple more things, okay, my delicious babies. So we've got, this is The Dave with Jackson Hinkle, okay, our lovely, not in that way, not in that way, our lovely Jackson Hinkle, okay. Now, he put up a video, okay, so many hours ago. All you would need to tap in the old space bar in YouTube, my delicious babies, is War Pigs win again. Okay, my delicious little babies, and if you're looking to subscribe, you know, it should say the Dave with Jackson Hinkle. Okay, my delicious little babies, yeah, he's good, he is. Little Jackson, God bless him. You know what I mean? What I like about him, right, is he just, do you know what I mean? He just says it the way it is, like our lovely David Icke. Do you see what I mean? Just says it the way it is. There we are. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes, and that's what you want. You want ones who are straight talking. Do you know what I mean? Not like where you've got some others who do the news and everything, and all they do is flipping lie. You know, the flipping lies just roll off their tongue. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes, we're not alike in that. You know, we want ones who are just going to say it as it is, but oh, God bless him, poor Jackson. Well, I mean, he was demonetised quite a while ago. There we are, God bless him. You know what I mean? From YouTube, you know, because, of course, you know, they're not alike in what he had to say. Do you see? But again, we get back to this again, don't we? You know, if you live in your truth and you speak your truth, okay, well then that means that you're not carrying everything on your mind and shoulders. Do you know what I mean? It's like you're getting it out, you're releasing it. Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies? Yes, and that is the best way. I truly believe that. I've always believed, there we are, I've always believed that. I mean, even when I was younger, you know, my dad, he used to say, you know, you shouldn't say that, you shouldn't say, do you know what I mean? But whatever was on my mind, I'd just come out with. And I just see it as being, there we go, the best way to deal with it. Do you see what I'm saying to you, yes? Anyway, so, dear lady up the road, God bless her, yeah. Oh, she's looking better now, actually. Sorry, I do get distracted, my delicious little babies. A dear lady and her husband up the road, you know, she's in her early 60s, God bless her. She's looking a lot better now, actually. She wasn't looking so well a few months ago, God bless her. Jab, 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 jibby jab. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes, anyway, just let me have a sip of my coffee, please, and thank you. Yeah, so I think that, you know, at the end of the day, you know, our Jackson, he gets his messages out, not in that way, but he gets his messages out. But it's just funny the way he explains things. I just think he's flipping so funny, you know. I really do. You just have to laugh. Do you know what I mean? Because he's just got away with words. Do you know what I mean? Oh, God bless him. He's only young anyway, you know what I mean? But it's good that he's got a flipping damn good head on his shoulders. Do you know what I'm saying to you? Yes? And more should be like that, yes? And they should be true to themselves. I totally believe in that. Okay, anyway, we ticked you off, Jackson. Okay, so please have a listen. It's very interesting, that little video, my delicious little babies. Now then, finally, and I'm going to tick this one off as well. I haven't mentioned this man, and I'm going to close my book. I haven't mentioned him actually for quite a while. Now he bangs out, so just going to put my book over there. He puts out some really good videos. You know, very interesting to listen to. Do you know what I mean? His name is Nigel Watson. Okay, and what was it again? Sorry, I'll close my book without, hold on. That's it. So if you use a type in the old space bar in YouTube, okay, please and thank you, my delicious little babies. For those of you who have an interest in these things, okay, because not everybody's going to be interested, do you see what I mean? Very sadly. But if you just type in, please and thank you, which path are you on? Now, and his name, if you look in the old subscribe, sorry, is Nigel Watson. Now, he's very interesting, you know, not in that way, but he's very interesting as well. But he was talking about, you know, and of course, you know, he's mentioned it as well, you know, to do with greed. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes, you know, which is what I've been talking about on my videos. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes, you know, we live in a world where, do you know what I mean? Like, I must have, I want this, I need this. Do you see what I'm saying? Yes, but of course, you know, all of this has been, you know, created. But plus the fact as well, I mean, he does talk about the Bible and, you know, and Jesus, God bless, and Do you know what I'm saying to you? Yes, and he talks about those things as well. But yes, it's interesting just to have a little listen to my delicious little babies. You know, none of these videos that I mentioned are very long, okay? They're only short videos, okay? I think Nigel Watson's, I think it's 18 minutes something, and I think Little Jackson Hinkle, his is about nearly 10 minutes, okay? So it's not long at all, okay? But it's just, you know, just giving you different bits of information. Do you know what I'm saying to my delicious little babies? Just so that you know, and it's good as well to listen to other videos as well. It's really good to listen to other videos. There we are. So you can understand, not being rude or disrespectful, but so that you can understand what is going on in the world. Do you see what I'm saying, my delicious little babies? Yes? So anyway, so that's my video for today. Do you know what I'm saying to you? Yes? So, yes, I just feel... And how I'll leave the video really is that more and more need to step into their power, not be afraid. I mean, not be violent, like, do you know what I mean? But, of course not. But just to step into the power, know who they are. There we are. Just, do you see what I'm saying? Yes? But, you know, when you're told all the time, or, you know, you've got too many distractions and all these things, yes, they're not actually going into themselves to see how powerful they are. Do you see? But each and every one of us possesses within us, a wonderful power. Do you see? And we need to start seeing this more and more and more. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes? There we go. Okay, my delicious little baby, see how bright it's gone. Thank you, my beautiful little spirit, do you see? So that's what I'm saying to you. And then if more and more and more do it, do you see what I'm saying? But yes, I still have a positive mental attitude at all times. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes? That, and I'll repeat once again, that there we go, before I even said we're getting somewhere. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes? And of course, it's a wonderful thing, you know, just before I leave my video, it's a wonderful thing, you know, when you step into your power. Do you know what I'm saying to you? Yes? Because then, what then happens is that, you know, because what's going on in the world, right? It's like a lot is built on fear, isn't it? It's like fear of this, fear of that. Do you see what I'm saying? I mean, God bless some delicious little babies out there, but they're afraid of their own shadow. Do you see what I'm saying? Yes, because they're just fearful of everything. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes, but once one steps into their own power, yes, it's like that fear just goes. There we are, it just goes. And I'll tell you something, and it's a wonderful flipping, there we are, it's a wonderful flipping feeling, you know. You know, just not to have any fear. Do you see? Because as we very well know, for those of us delicious little babies who do know, okay, that those, okay, have fed off the fear. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes? But then once that fear's gone, well, where are they going with this? Do you see? I mean, you are going to have just a few, like I say, where, you know, very sadly we're not going to be able to help them because, you know, they live on their nerves, God bless them, they live on fear, and, you know, and this explains, you know, why some of them are still wearing the old, you know, the old muzzles. Do you know what I'm saying to you? Yes? Because, you know, they're just afraid of everything. Do you see what I mean? But when you've got a box in the corner of the room that just wants to scare everyone, there we are, all the flipping time. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes? Well, of course, that certainly does not help the situation, does it? So sometimes, you know, others are just, do you know what I mean? It's like they feel safe. They feel, you know, super duper comfy. Just been fearmongered. There we are, all the flipping time. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes? Instead of just being still and saying, I am important. Because each and every one of us, we are important. My delicious, there we are, my delicious little babies, each and every one of us are. We've all got a voice, God bless for those of us, you know, who do have a voice, okay? But But we've got a voice. So you've got a voice. There we are, you speak it. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes? But the days where I feel that, you know, you've got so many who are, thank you, my beautiful little spirit. See, you see, the thing is, the days where, you know, you've got everybody, where nobody's speaking up and that, I believe, there we are, those days are flipping going. Do you see, there we are. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes? And you only have to see, with the protests and everything like this, do you see what I'm saying? You know, it's gone on all over the world, hasn't it? Do you see what I'm saying? Because more and more and more are rising up. Do you see? Because simply just sick and, you know, tired of this flipping bullshit. That's it. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes? But like I say, with a situation like this, we do need more. I mean, I was listening to a video the other day, you know, and they were saying, oh, you know, there's one man who can do this and what. But no, this is a different situation. There we are, my delicious little babies, yes? Because you do need more. Do you know what I mean? For everyone to stand up here, do you see what I'm saying? Yes? So in some cases, not in all, but in some cases, yes, one man or one woman can change things for the better in the world. But in a situation with what we've been in globally, very sadly, okay, it is needing more and more. Do you see? For everyone to step up. Okay, but we are getting somewhere. I'm feeling most, there we are, most happy about this. Do you see what I mean? So everything that they're doing and just throwing things at, do you see what I mean? They're just not doing themselves any favours. I've just got the word panic. So I would say that there is panic stations, there we are, somewhere. Do you know what I mean? This is why they're trying to ramp it up with different things, do you see? But the more, there we go, beautiful little spirit, thank you. But the more that they're ramping it up is the more that others are saying, no, no, no. Do you see what I'm saying? So yes, very interesting, I would say, being alive at this time. Do you know what I mean? Mind you, I suppose it's good to be alive at any time, actually. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Yes. Anyway, so that's my video. So until my next video, wishing you all a beautiful morning, afternoon or evening, wherever you are in the world. Please try and find one thing a day just to smile about. Okay, my delicious little babies, please and thank you. And please take care of yourselves and please take care of others if you can, okay? And like I keep explaining, a listening ear is a really important one, okay? Because some, God bless them, you know, they just cannot express themselves. I mean, I was reading one of the comments on another video yesterday evening, and this poor dear little soul, God bless, this particular man, God bless him, just had no one to talk to about, you know, what's, you know, he's been going through. Do you see what I'm saying, you know, with certain things, okay? And he just had nobody to talk to, you know, so like he sent a long, you know, comments to, you know, the video that I'd watched. It was only about 10 minutes long, you know, but a good little video. But the thing is, yes, so there is a lot of this where, you know, there are some who just simply just do not have anybody there we are to speak to about whatever it is that's bothering them. But as I always say, a problem shared is a problem, there we go, halved. Do you know what I mean? All that it really does, it just lightens the load. Do you see what I'm saying? So others do not feel, you know, that they're just carrying everything, do you know what I mean, on their own. Do you know what I mean? That's why I always say, if you can give a listening ear, it is very important, okay? It doesn't cost anything. Just like it doesn't cost anything for good manners, doesn't cost anything to smile at somebody or to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It just does not, you know, cost anything at all, does it? Do you see what I mean? Yes. But in the world that we're in, it's like they didn't want us to be this way. They wanted everybody to be against one another because that's what keeps we know who happy. Do you see what I'm saying? But the question is, are they really happy? Great big ding, question mark there, isn't there? Yes. Anyway, so thank you so very much for watching my delicious little babies, okay? And, you know, please give a pat on the back, a shake of the old hand to some family members, some friends or some work colleagues, and please tell them that they're super duper wonderful, super duper juicy and super duper delish, and that you love them also super duper very much. Okay, so until my next video, you just take care now. Lights are coming off, okay? So you just take care now to this little babies. Oh, it's because these are wiry, see? Just put these here like this. There we are. Okay. So you just take care of yourself. So much love to you all, my delicious little babies. You just look after yourself now, okay? Much love. God bless. Take care. Thank you. Goodbye.